Hey guys, what's going on? So here with Michael Tittle, good old buddy of mine, old patient of mine. Had a lot of memories together, a lot of good times together, right?
Oh yeah.
Spent a lot of time together. So anyways, yeah, so we're just here today, just in the baseball field, right? With baseball kind of brought us together. We're just here to talk about a few things and Michael Tittle's journey to where he's at today and how we're still keeping in touch after all these years of being together. First off, man, I just gotta ask you, let's start further back and tell me about your, younger days playing, getting to junior college. And tell me what you thought about fitness and health and working out and getting better. So
I think when I first started out, summer ball, little league growing up, 11, 12, I couldn't really think about lifting, fitness, movements. Just show up to the game 30, 45 minutes before, barely touch my toes and stretch.
So the coach didn't have a warm-up for you?
No, it was kind of do your own workout. Yeah. Yo-yo is what I called it. You're on your own. Do a few things and then go out there and play the game. That's pretty much what we did for the most part.
Yeah. So, during high school, you guys did a lot of weight training, I'm sure, and like, how did you feel in the weight room? Like, what was your goals in the weight room when you were growing up?
I think growing up, it was always like what I saw in the for professional baseball. It's the big league guys. They've got the huge mass, the big muscles, and that's what I mainly focus on. Squatting. How much can I squat? How big can I get my biceps? I call it the beach body, which didn't really correlate to success in baseball. For me, I would say it more correlated to having injuries. That's what I mainly focus on.
So everybody wants that perfect image, right? What made you want that perfect image, that beach body that you're talking about?
Well, I mean, when I'm looking out on TV, watching the games, you see all the pros with it. That's what all the girls want. I'm trying to get the girls. I won't deny that. But now I'm definitely feeling the repercussions. I felt them definitely after as I started moving up the ladders, not focusing on the little things, and I think I took it for granted. And it wasn't until my senior year, until we met, that we started to get things back on track.
So back a little bit. So JUCO, you're there, and your idols, Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, those guys were huge, right? And so you thought, as a young athlete, oh, I need to get bigger and faster and stronger. So I'm going to work on bat speed, arm speed, weight training, just like you've been talking about. But then you realize real quickly, like, why am I always hurt? Why am I continuing to get injured? And I just don't feel right, And so, tell me about how JUCO was when you gained some weight and you got a little bigger. Like, what happened to you?
I think I kind of developed a nickname from a guy that I was lifting with. He called me a bowling ball. So I was extremely stiff. I went from like 165 to like 175. That was the highest weight that I had ever reached. But I think personally, if I could have maintained at a 165, 170 weight, but with more flexibility and more movement, I definitely think it could have had. I think my numbers were great overall, but it definitely could have. I think my longevity of my career could have probably went on a little bit longer, and I would have definitely felt a lot better each day waking up every morning.
Right. So you went on the JUCO with the same mindset of getting bigger. You got injured and didn't finish the season, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so then you moved on to play Division II baseball, right? And that's where we met, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And when we met, go from there. Tell me what happened. What did we do? What happened?
We'll start. So people know, I first off kind of went on my own plan before I started to buy into the process. I was, how much can I bench? How much can I squat? Can I still curl the 50s and still look good, with my shirt off? And then we're coming into preseason. Did my whole thing. I was like, okay, I'm feeling good, and then pulled my hamstring, set me back, and then we started working on the little things, the functional movements. I got away from the big heavy weights, light weights, repetition, and working on my controlled breathing. And at first I was like, okay, Jeremy, what's this process doing? I'm not seeing the results. But as I started to continually keep buying into it and keep doing it every single day, I saw myself less in the training room. I was still doing my workouts. I was feeling better every morning, every night, and I saw results on the field.
Okay, so what we did was basically I didn't tell you don't stop lifting weights. I didn't tell you don't stop playing baseball, right?
Correct.
I mean, all we did was add in a little bit of things to fix the dysfunctions that we found with the functional movement screen. And we had a feedback loop from that, right?
Yeah.
And so we fed off of that. We were able to recheck and say, hey, you got better at this, right? And because you were getting better at moving better and moving more well, then we were able to. We saw the translation onto the field, right? I mean, it was even amazing for me. I can only imagine how amazing it was for you to actually feel it, right?
Yeah.
And you had a little bit of success with it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
what happened? I mean,
I'd say, going back on, which for me it was like, you didn't tell me to stop lifting, but for me it's progressions. Once I completed the first step, then we were on the step 2 and step 3, and we were kind of keeping in track. Hey, this is where we're at. This is where we're at today, and it eventually correlated into one. FPU, we won the national championship our senior year, and ended up earning MVP at the World Series.
I mean, and for me, the biggest thing is just like there were probably a lot of good players that were able to maybe win the MVP, right? Or maybe even win the national championship. But the thing to me that stood out was that you were able to stay healthy. For once in your career, you were able to stay healthy through a whole season, didn't miss a single game, and because of that, your body reaped the benefits, and you were able to display your highest skills at the end of the season, 70 games later. Right?
I feel like I was able to play 110%, and a guy that I kind of picture in mind is I'm not comparing myself to Russell Westbrook, but the guy plays fierce and plays hard at every single play, and I felt my senior year, every single day, whether it was in practice, working out, and especially in the games, I was able to give max effort, but it wasn't feeling like that. I wasn't putting max effort on my body. I felt like it was seamless. There was no repercussions after the game, like, oh, my back hurts today, my hip hurts today, my hamstrings hurt today.
No, there wasn't any more of that. I mean, you could just go out there, get your work done, as far as your functional movement, a couple of corrective exercises, 10 to 15 minutes, right, every day, and you knock it out. You continue to play.
Don't let Jeremy fool you. Easier said than done. Definitely behind the scenes, you're going to be putting in some work, but it definitely pays off, and it paid off my senior year, and I saw the results.
If you're going to be putting in work, I feel like that would be something pretty beneficial.
Absolutely.
You should have a mindset of being healthy, because that gives you the best chance to move on to the next level fit, right? Because if you're not healthy, you suffer a hamstring injury like you did season after season, you can't be in the weight room and put in as much work as you did before. And so we were able to keep you to put in there, to train longer, to take more ground balls before practice, to take more at-bats after practice. You were able to train longer and harder because you were healthy. And so what would be like a message to all the youth out there that we're trying to get a hold of? I mean, we're trying to get a hold of them to understand this and get out of the mindset of that perfect image of the body, right?
I would say, all the glory that looks great on the outside, but looking back, all the things on the inside that look at the stuff that you can't see is the most important thing, and that related to me having success my senior year, staying healthy, playing 58 games. I played 58 out of 58. You don't see that often, whether a guy's taking a day off. I didn't have to ask for a day off because I didn't need it. My body felt at 100%, 110 every single day. And the message that I would just say is, everyone's telling you you need to do this, you need to do this. You see all the things on TV, but the little things that don't show up on paper, behind the scenes, putting in the work and working on the functional movement things that we don't think about every single day is where I would, focus my mindset. If I can go back and redo my career, starting from in Little League, I would work on those little things and see, and who knows what could have happened.
I like what you said about looking good on the outside is great, but I think you should worry more about looking good on the inside. Looking good on the inside is probably more important than looking good on the outside. And if you look good on the inside, I mean, hey, you're healthy, you can look fit, you can do things look good on the outside.
Yeah. But
if you're not healthy on the inside, man, there's going to be some issues, huh? So, I mean, it's just cool that you're able to experience that and find that out. All right, so former athlete, college athlete, we're worked your way up to Division II athletics, won a national championship, had a lot of success, played a lot of games. So being a college athlete and being on that high, you know, it's pretty easy to say, hey, you want to get better at sport, work on this, right? But what would you say now that you're done playing and now that you've entered a life as a non-college athlete or a pro athlete, you know, like what would you say is like now what's the next step? Can we relate what we've been doing in sport into life and work? You know, now that you're working in your job and you're working on, I mean, what would be your message to, I guess, former athletes to, what do they need to do to carry on with their lives to continue to care about being healthy?
Yeah, I would say for me something that's important. I don't have a family at the moment right now, no kids, but eventually when I do have kids, I want to be able to, whether it be play catch, play soccer with them, kick a ball around, run around with them, and I don't want to wake up at age 24 feeling like I'm 50. It's tough. I will say it was tough transitioning from being an athlete my entire life to no longer being an athlete anymore, because like you said, there's not that high or that, you know, that I'm getting up today, I'm going to go work out to stay fit, stay healthy. So I think a family for me is a big thing, and still I play in a men's league on Sunday that kind of gives me that edge, like, hey, I want to stay fit, stay a healthy life, and just in general being a healthy person and being able to do daily activities without feeling pain.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still important to live a healthy life. It's not the end of the world, right? And so, yeah, very important, you know, for your overall health, as far as the function of your organs and just the rest of your physiology of your body. All right, so to now make it a lifestyle after sport, okay? How are you now making it a way of life and a lifestyle as far as now putting everything together and keeping it together with sleep, nutrition, and movement? How are you getting those things together? And how are you realizing that doing it back then and then being off of it just because you thought you were done with sport, you're off of it, and you obviously didn't feel very well, right? You said you felt like a 40-year-old man and you're 20, right? So you're 20, what, 4?
24, yeah.
So, man, so feeling like you're just not right, I mean, tell me about that. Tell me about your lifestyle. Man.
Well, I will just say the first thing, once I wasn't feeling right, you were the first person that I contacted and was thinking of. I remember back when I was on the plan and on the process and doing my progressions, things were going great. And then, I took some time off, thought, everything's going well, I don't need to do this anymore. And then that's why I reached out to you, and then we did a screening. I've got a plan of action to work on it, with the nutrition, getting, like, hey, you need to get to sleep, whether it be, get your phone 6 feet away from you, and then you're going to start continually sending me over videos and meeting, when we can, even being from a distance, to get back on the action plan, to get to a healthy lifestyle, and just make this part of my routine, my daily routine.
Right, yeah, we definitely encourage everybody to reach out and make this a lifestyle for them. And then not to be so selfish, like you mentioned, you hit on family earlier, do it for your family as well and your future family that you want to do things with. It's very important to see the big picture and not be so selfish about this. And it's cool because we don't live in the same city, but we're both here in California and kind of nearby each other. So I'm still able to send him videos and information, and we're still able to reach and contact and talk about these things, and so that he can live a healthy life. So we encourage everybody to take that step towards living a healthier life, and that doesn't just mean moving better and having a better shoulder to throw a baseball, right? Or doing any of those things. It means eating right, like you're talking about, or having a nice, steady, balanced mix of the new technologies that we have now with life. So really cool stuff. So thanks, Mike. Thanks for being up, man. Lots of love, dude. So we'll see you guys around. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.